This is Katie Lynn Casey, and in this video, I will give an overview of the ALEAF ISD AUP RUP for staff. These forms are to be reviewed and completed prior to each school year. The AUP form is the acceptable use policy. This is the policy that all staff members must follow in order to use computers and the network, software, and the internet on ALEAF campuses. The first section is network standards. These are the responsibilities of staff to adhere to the district's network. This involves monitoring students and training them in their AUP. It's providing security for data, using technology appropriately as to not spread viruses, and using other technologies such as phones in adherence with the district and campus guidelines. Use of data. In this section, staff is reminded that they must maintain confidentiality of data and it is their responsibility. The district can remove any inappropriate data that might harm the network. Strong passwords are required and must be changed regularly. And it is out of line with the policy to manipulate or mistreat data. The next section is email use. Email is a district service and it should be for instructional administrative purposes. Any group email should be cleared with the administrator. Sent messages cannot be retrieved, so it's important to review messages before sending them. Be polite. Make sure you're not writing in all caps. Use appropriate language because inappropriate language is prohibited. And it's also inappropriate to pretend to be someone else in messages. It also provides a link for the board's policy on email use. And student email is a district service, and it can be used upon a teacher receiving training for instructional purposes only. The next section is Internet acceptable use. Internet should be used for educational purposes and it's responsibility of the staff to cite and credit all Internet resources. Students should be trained to be digital citizens and use sources correctly and report any cyberbullying and explaining to them what their digital footprint is. It is the responsibility of staff to convey expectations for appropriate use as well as the consequences for inappropriate use. Inappropriate use could include things such as cyberbullying, off-task behavior, going to unapproved sites, or printing materials without permission. It is the responsibility of the staff to monitor students at all times to make sure they are staying on task. Staff must follow school procedures in preventing unauthorized use. And the campus must maintain all forms for the student, AUP, RUP, and have them readily available. The next section is restrictions. Programs may not be installed in the district's network without appropriate authorization. Video, audio, and image files cannot be copied or distributed if they are unauthorized. District equipment may not be used for financial gain. And the rest of the section just overviews other ideas such as printing non-instructional appropriate work. This may include business paperwork. Violations of the above may result in disciplinary action or loss of access privileges. Now the next section is district training. All new staff must attend 3.5 hours of staff development on AUP, RUP, as well as ECHALK, which has been phased out recently for Schoology. Staff members will review the AUP, RUP annually and must have a current signature page on file. And staff may use devices and internet access opportunities to meet the tech competency standards for their grade level in adherence with the responsible use policy. The next section reviews the expectations for substitutes. Substitutes is a little bit different. Daily substitutes do not have computer access. They may not be monitoring students in the computer lab or on computers in the classroom, and teachers should never give out their logins to substitutes. Now, long-term subs, they will go through a training and sign AUP, RUP, which will allow them to monitor students in the computer lab, have students use computers in the classroom, and in some cases be able to access the online gradebook. Visiting instructors may have network access only. They must follow the AUP, RUP for staff and have a signature page on file, but they would not have access to campus email, the online gradebook, or terminal service. Parent visitors, they must go to the parent center, and they will use a login at the center, and they must be in compliance with the AUP, RUP guidelines and have a signature. The remaining section are disclaimers protecting the district from theft or damage to items. The next form is the RUP, the Responsible Use Practices Guideline. The purpose of this is to articulate a common vision for technology integration and responsible digital citizenship in the district. Our expectation is that technology resources will be used to enhance the learning environment while developing 21st century skills. And that's the direction the district is going with technology. The next part goes over the belief statements, which includes digital literacy and digital citizenship, looking to build students as global communicators, collaborators, and creative critical thinkers. As for academics, that technology should align with the curriculum, be rigorous, and include higher level thinking skills. Professional development should be ongoing, and its opportunities for all stakeholders to learn effective ways to integrate technology in the classroom to engage students and build their 21st century skills. The next section is environment, building technology-rich classroom environments that promote student-centered learning to engage them academically as well as preparing them for their futures. The next section is the understanding statements. These are the expectations of all staff in adherence with the district guidelines. The first one is safety, promoting good citizenship, understanding the district does use filters to prevent inappropriate materials as well as illegal materials, and is the responsibility of staff to notify the district of any materials. With the use of technology, staff members must monitor it, especially discussion boards and blogs, to cut down on cyberbullying and also to make sure students are using these tools appropriately. Students should only be allowed to access the network or internet with proper authorization. Staff is expected to be civil and safe online. The next section is productivity. Resources should be used appropriately and aligned with the AUP. District technology cannot be used for political advertising or promoting commercial goods or services for personal gain. So that means promoting political beliefs or running a personal business using district resources. And also adhering to the proper use of printers, server space, video, audio streaming, and network bandwidth. So again, just using things for educational reasons in an appropriate manner. Responsible use, understanding viruses and spyware and using caution with resources. continuing professional developments and trainings, modeling safe civil network use and being professional, and anytime logging into district programs adhering to the AUP guidelines. The next section is digital citizenship, using technology in accordance with U.S. and Texas laws. Passwords are private, and they should not be given out or try to be taken by others. Email is owned by the district and is not private, so the district can access it at any point. Any online activities of the staff relates upon the district. That includes social media, websites, and just keeping in mind that staff members need to represent themselves well online because they are a reflection of the district, and keeping in mind that the digital footprint is forever. And the next section is environment, providing opportunities to educate students on responsible use practices and holding students responsible for all guidelines and just reviewing it as needed. And finally, it's the signature page for the RUP.